So I was just thinking, it's just been something I've been thinking about because I do not much more than think. And I followed the election quite a bit, so I followed Obama quite a bit, and I listened to how he said, that we're just his basic principle was that we're all one big family, and we gotta buckle down. We gotta make things right. We gotta scrimp where we can, and we gotta get back on our feet. So I watched right up until his inauguration, and then I did some reading, and I found out that his inauguration cost almost $170 million, and I know a lot of that was security. But I was just thinking that I know it's kind of an analogy, but I was just thinking that if you were to compare like the way Obama is, like say you had a family, and say the father of this family, a big family, lots of kids, step parents and stuff, and in-laws and all that. Say the father, right, was Obama, and the family, right, the kids and stuff of this father was America, was the people, the citizens. So, and say this family was in dire straits, basically. Like, they didn't have a lot of anything. Could hardly eat, could make the bills. So say that the dire strait part is the fact that America and basically the world is in dire straits. I mean, they're in financial trouble. Severe financial trouble. Recession, I guess you'd call it. And I just wondered, like, so does that father go out and spend, say, $5,000 on a Super Bowl party? Have all his friends over. Have it so that everybody has a good time. It's all about having a good time. And instead of paying for his kids to eat and to pay the hydro and the electrical and all that stuff that goes along with having a family, he decides that he's going to blow $5,000 that he has saved on a Super Bowl party, which will be over in I guess like 3 hours or whatever. So does that make sense? Because that's basically what Obama did. He preached the whole time about how we've got to cut back, we've got to do this, do that to get things on the right track. And then he goes out and has $170 million inauguration. And I think to myself, okay, like that's obviously going to cost a lot, and it's obviously very important to the people. But I think to myself, like let's say you could have did it for 50 million, right? So that's $120 million he could have saved and put towards the failing economy or whatever he decided to do. And he could have had the inauguration at the White House in the Oval Office and had a few of the important people there and got sworn in and had the media there so they could broadcast it all over the world. And then he could have went on and addressed the country and said, people, this is what I've decided to do. I've decided that there's a real opportunity here for me to get off on the right foot and to make the right decision and find some money and put it towards whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. There's so many things. I mean, you just pick one. So, but instead, he had an inauguration where there was 200,000 people standing in minus 30-degree temperatures, watching him get sworn in, and everyone was not working at their jobs, spending money to come to Washington. So I can just imagine the total sum of this. So I don't know. To me, it would have meant a lot more if he had done something different instead of just following in the footsteps of everybody. And just it's like it's like it's like there's two roads to go on. I mean, this is obviously something that's and you can take the easy road. You can take the road that everyone follows, but it leads downhill. And to me, by doing what he did, he's on that road of everybody else. He didn't separate himself from anything. He didn't make it known that he's different. I mean, sure he did when it was his campaign. He thought, I mean, his campaign was he's the Almighty Messiah. But the thing is, I think I don't know. Like I mean, I think it's great. I think maybe he'll do some good things, but I just wish it could have been different. I just wish, because now when I hear him speak and I hear him talking about money and stuff like that, I just think to myself, well, you know, like there's so many friggin' things in this world that need a million here, a million there, a couple million here, and it would make our lives so much better. You know, and to have that, you know, to have a band play that I just don't get it. I guess I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding the whole thing. But I just wanted to get it off my chest because it just really annoys me. Anyway, thanks for listening.